What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Throttle YouTube channel. Today's video is very special. We've never done anything like this before. We've got all the cars staged up inside, and it's a very impressive sight. We're very proud of it. And I want to show you guys all the amazing cars and projects that we have on the channel right now. If you're new or you've been subscribed for a while, it's kind of cool to see all the cars in one place. So without further ado, welcome to Throttle. Guys, we're started off with our 2020 Street Hunter wide body GR Supra. In fact, today's the last day you actually can get entered to win this car. We're giving this away to one of you guys who's watching this video right now, one of our customers. For every $1 you spend on our website, whether you're buying car parts or merchandise like this, that gives you an automatic entry to win. Now, just a little bit about the car if you're new to the channel. Like I mentioned, Street Hunter wide body kit. SOS Customs did all of the paintwork on the car. We've got a beautiful set of HRE C106 forged 3-piece wheels, finished with a gunmetal with a polished lip. It just turned out super, super cool. Coming around the back here, we have a APR carbon fiber rear diffuser and a little extension piece. We've also got the MagnaFlow X Mod carbon fiber tipped catback exhaust system that sounds super good. Into the inside here, basically brand new. Calvin even left the little blue tape here from the dealership. We decided to leave it on here just for the new owner. They can peel it off. It's a very satisfying thing. But honestly, not too much on the inside. We've got some golden wrench upgrades, and that's pretty much it. The Acura touch panel. See what that says right there? So honestly, guys, like I said, this will be one of the last times you're gonna see this car on the channel. As I mentioned, we're giving it away, and the sweepstakes ends tonight, September 30th. So that's it for the Supra. Let's move on to the GTR. So this right here is my 2010 Nissan R35 GTR. Has 20,000 miles, which is really low for a 2010. We just finished up the Airlift Performance air management with the universal air strut, so you can see the stance is pretty gnarly. We've got a set of 19 by 10.5 inch Work ZR10 wheels with the Falcon Azenis RT660 tires. Honestly, the grip on this car is so good. It is easily the fastest car I've ever driven. It is a lot of fun. Besides the air suspension, we did some tuning with Bill at Delicious Tuning. The car made 620 wheel horsepower, so it's definitely very healthy. Let me show you the trunk setup real quick. So really clean setup, still have a lot of use in my trunk, which is nice. So Ricky, Quinn, and I made this a couple weeks back, and it just turned out really clean. I love how this turned out. So we went ahead and installed the T-Rex Tech head unit. This is a really awesome upgrade for any GTR. Basically allows you to have all the functionality of the original head unit, which is very outdated in the GTR, and now it is a full-on, basically Android tablet. So you can watch YouTube, you can do pretty much anything you want, and it looks great as well. So other than that, there's not too much else done to it yet. I have a ton of parts. I've actually been holding out on you guys, I'm sorry. We've got a lot of parts that are coming in for the GTR, and we've been really busy with all the other projects here. So it's kind of taken the back burner, but what it's allowed me to do is collect a ton of parts. So we have a lot of cool stuff in the works for a GTR. Exhaust, carbon fiber aero stuff, got a wrap. It's gonna happen, a different set of wheels, possibly a lot of good stuff in the works. So you guys have to stay tuned to that. But that's it for the GTR. Let's go ahead and move on to the Porsche. So here we have Rick's 1990 Porsche 911. Now this car is a factory all-wheel drive car, an NA car, but it actually has an aftermarket turbo kit and a built motor. So this has a built 3.6 Protomotive, I believe is the company who built the engine, with the turbo kit. This thing is really fun. Now, I think it was last year, the year before, you guys might have seen on our channel, we transformed the whole car, did the 911 turbo bolt-on fender flares. SOS Customs did a full color change on the car. It turned out really, really nice. It's like a Mexico blue with an added flake, so an added pearl in it. 3-piece wheels from Braid. And then I think my favorite part about this car is the interior. These are the Sparco QRT Performance, actually the same seats that are going into our Eclipse. A ton of Renline goodies. So the Renline track mats, got a carbon-tastic steering wheel in here, different Beige rings as well, polished aluminum, everything. Kind of a funky retro shift knob. I love it. Just matches the exterior and everything really good. They did an audio system. Honestly, this thing from top to bottom has been done. It's one of my favorite cars that we've done here. And this belongs to my brother, Rick. All right, coming around to the back here. For those who don't believe me, look at the size of that intercooler on the back. Almost makes it impossible. You can't do anything to this car without taking the intercooler off first. So the turbo actually sits back here in the rear wheel well. It's kind of a funky design, but it works and it makes all the right noises. So really cool project, and very happy to see this one come together. Next up on the list, our Dodge Challenger Hellcat. This is a 2019. This car was actually given to us by Dodge for an event we did for Motor Trend. Now, unfortunately, the car actually has to be crushed, but before it gets crushed, let me show you a little bit of things about it. So on the inside, we stripped everything that we didn't need out of this car. So no rear interior, no headliner, no panels, nothing. Basically just the seats, even the center console, everything was removed because we didn't need it. We wanted the lightest car possible. Pretty simple. On the inside, nothing much. But this is where all the magic happens. All right, so under the hood here, this is a red eye, if I didn't mention it earlier. So this comes factory with 797 horsepower. We went through it, we changed the upper pulley and the crank pulley to performance spec. So this setup here is looking at, on E85, between 23 and 25 PSI boost. And according to Diablo Sport, somewhere in the nature of 1100 to 1200 horsepower from this car. So if you watch that video, one of the reasons why we lost is we just could not put the power to the ground. So with this current wheel and tire setup, we just weren't able to hammer down, and unfortunately things didn't go our way. But either way, this drivetrain is insane. It is so fast, it's unbelievable. And that was a really fun build for the channel. The future plans for this car are a little bit up in the air. We may end up keeping it a little bit longer. Dodge actually said we could hold on to it for a little bit longer, which is cool. But what we are doing is we are gonna be keeping the drivetrain. So that was part of that whole program, is we got to actually keep the power plant. So the engine, transmission, actually even the brake setup, pretty much everything we want from this car, we actually get to keep. So maybe we can put it into something else. So we're kind of up for debate on that. If you guys have an idea of what we should put this 1200 horsepower red eye engine and trans into, let us know in the comment section below. But that's it for this thing. Now let's talk about the freak.
All right, I'm Mickey. So if you're new to our channel, this is our 1999 Honda Civic. It is an EK or EH chassis for you American guys, but EK is one of my hero cars for me. It's one of those cars I've always dreamt of owning in the hatchback format. We took this one, and I've always wanted to have a rear-wheel drive EK hatch, so we decided we'd build it. Started with a K2082, we turbocharged it. We got a lot of cool bits on here. We've got a V-mount, radiator, and intercooler setup, Advan wheels, Falcon tires, Sabon carbon everywhere, carbon hood, carbon roof, carbon doors, carbon hatch, carbon seats, carbon, you name it. The whole car is basically carbon. It's gonna weigh nothing. It's gonna make decent power, and it is gonna be our little track ripper for the shop. Cannot wait to turn a wheel in this. We're close to getting it started, just a couple more weeks. If you guys haven't been following this build, check out the playlist that we've created on our YouTube channel for the Freak. And again, the name The Freak comes from front engine, rear drive, EK, F-R-E-K. So a little play on words, but I'm excited to get this one going. The guys and I have been putting in a lot of hours on it, and it's turning out pretty sick. Can't wait to drive it. That's enough about this one. Let's head on over to Will and check out our electric Z.
What's up? My name is Will. I'm going to go over the 350Z and the Tesla swap that we're performing on this bad boy. If you haven't been watching any of the previous episodes, they have actually taken the V6 out of this thing. They dropped the subframe out with the differential and everything, and we've actually slammed a Tesla large drive unit in between the rear wheels on this bad boy. The track on that is so wide that we actually acquired a Liberty Walk wide body kit. This is one of one in the US. And it is on this bad boy. It's been wrapped in this nice green color. And we are in the middle of throwing all of these high voltage EV components in this thing. So as I said before, we have a drive unit already in here in the subframe. I'm in the middle of loading the big battery boxes that will power this bad boy. And I'm in the middle of doing the final running and terminations of the wires to all of those components. So I'm super excited on this project. Like I said, we're doing a lot of the finish touches and putting in some of these components. Keep on watching, keep seeing how this thing is going to transform into a pure EV, badass vehicle. Now let's go ahead and check out Quinn and his Eclipse.
What's going on, guys? My name is Quinn. I'm a technician here at Throttle. This is our 1998 Eclipse GSX. It's a second generation DSM. This is one of the cars that we're going to be having at SEMA this year. So this car is going to debut at the McGuire's booth at SEMA, which is very exciting. Starting with an engine, it is a 7-bolt 2G split main 4G63 engine. This is the first full engine rebuild we've done here at Throttle, and it was performed by yours truly. So very fun, very exciting. I'm very proud of this engine. We have a lot of really fun bits. Forged pistons by JE. We have Brian Crower connecting rods, Brian Crower cams, valve springs, all really good stuff. Grady timing belt, it's a fantastic engine setup. Action clutch as well. So we got a lot of fun stuff on this powertrain. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Moving on to the chassis, we have a Carbonetics body kit. We have a auto power roll cage. So for suspension, we've got universal air struts paired with AccuAir air management. We have an NDD subframe and control arm setup. We have a ton of custom STM parts as well. All right, so heading around back, you can see the beautiful paint that has been done by BCC Unlimited. This is Kawasaki green paint. So this is a Carbonetics rear duckbill hat along with our over fenders. We have a huge, massive swan neck APR wing. This was something that Ricky did and he freaking killed it. So this is actually a chassis mount wing through the hatch. So this is a huge plate that is pretty much welded straight down to our actual chassis of the car. So it can lift up, which is super awesome. So there's just a ton of cool stuff that we've been doing on this car. So we're gonna be tucking our air management stuff in. This build is still mid-progress. There's still a lot of content to come from this car, which is very exciting. So fantastic job by Ricky on that. It looks freaking awesome. Jumping into the interior, we have just pretty much almost finished up with our audio system. Ricky did a killer job installing that. We've got our door cards installed. We have our new carpet kit installed. We have a ton of Sparco stuff going on, seats, brackets, all that stuff we have not installed yet, so there's still a lot to come for this car. If you move around to the other side, you can see one of the more fun bits. It's a beautiful piece. So the whole idea of this build is to build a modern iteration of the Eclipse movie car. It's been a really fun build. We've got a ton of stuff still coming for this car. We have a full set of Willwood brakes, custom HREs. It's gonna be fantastic.
All right, so there's a couple more builds I want to share with you guys before we wrap up today's video. One being Victor's E30. So if you've been following the channel for maybe 6 or 7 months ago, you saw we completely transformed this car in about 1 week's time. So Ghost Wraps came down, we put a new 3M gloss red on it. We did a set of BBS wheels, Falcon tires. Quinn did everything under the hood. All new water pump, timing belt, pretty much all the maintenance you could do on the E30 to get it running tip top. Quinn did it and it turned out great. We did all new cooling system, Optima battery. On the inside, we've got a beautiful set of Sparco QRT-Rs. This car has turned out super good. Oh, I forgot to mention we did a set of BC coilovers as well and a MagnaFlow exhaust. So this is Victor's little project baby. There's still a little bit more he wants to do to it, but man, it turned out pretty sick. Let's move on. Next up, we've got our 2021 Ford Ranger project. Now this one's just kind of kicking off. We decided to throw on a front lift kit, a set of Falcon tires, and Graham Light wheels. So bronze on the gunmetal I think is a great combination. There's a couple other little bits and bobs that Mickey's added so far too. Some LED turn signals, but we've got a lot planned for this. We have a whole shelves full of Ford Ranger parts. So we're gonna be kicking this off. Very excited to get into the truck space and really make this thing pretty rad. So let's move on. Last but not least, we've got our ice cream truck here. This is a 1988 Chevy G20 van. We did everything on the YouTube channel. We cut the roof off of another van, put this fiberglass top from that one onto this van. We've got it all loaded up right now because this weekend is SoCal Euro in Irwindale. But we've got a commercial freezer in the back. We've got a TV here to play our YouTube videos. All the merch is inside here, ready to be for sale for the weekend. On the inside here, we've got a set of custom status racing seats. These are in a purple suede with a pink leather insert. We had the dash redone by SOS Customs in a black vinyl. Pioneer head unit, all Metro electronic stuff. So the rear view mirror is all video camera. It's got rear parking sensors. Check this out. We've also got a set of 3 Kicker Solo Barracks subwoofers there, suede headliner. I mean, honestly, pretty much everything has been done to this truck. All new maintenance, beautiful set of Falcon tires with the Smoothie Steelies on it. Yeah, not too much more to say. Oh, one more thing I want to show you in the trunk. In the trunk here, mostly used for storage, but we've got a pretty intricate setup here. We've got 2 Optima yellow top batteries, 2 inverters. What's cool about this setup is this whole thing can just survive and run all the freezer and all the electronics on the inside for about 8 hours without being plugged into anything. We do have a backup generator if we need it. We've actually only had to use that one time when we were out for like 12 hours. So pretty rad. This might be my favorite thing that we've built here at Throttle, but we're not done. We got one more car. What? You filming? We got one more car. What? You didn't know? 2007 BMW E92 Coupe Simulator Edition. So we retrofitted this thing with a full Fanatec setup, and it's pretty freaking awesome. Ooh, what is this track? Woo!
Money shift.
So that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave us a big thumbs up. Whoa! Comment down below and consider subscribing. Remember the Supra sweepstakes. Is ending tonight at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard. So get those entries in. Hop on over to the site. Holy shit.
Oh my God, bro! I just saw that.
You see that?
That was insane.
That was pretty impressive, I should say. That's it. We'll see you guys in the next one. Later.